Did you guys see that WNBA fight the other day? It was amazing. It was Sunday night. I saw two black women on TV fighting over another bald one. It was great. Take it, Frank.
Thank you, Pat. Welcome to the POS show with our co-hosts, Pat Oates and Bobby Tamburo. And I'm your announcer, Frank Mergallo. Back to you, Pat.
It is back to me. I like how you always bring it back to me, but like there you could start a conversation. Like, and how was your day? But no, you're like just, and now for the weather. Pat, how are you, Bobby?
I'm all right. Did somebody win an Oscar for a musical about Princess Diane?
Diane?
No, that's not what Diane's about, because I think that would be the funniest musical of all time. Watch out for the wall. You're going too fast. I shouldn't have fucked that foreigner.
What's her name? Wait, why? Was it Diana or Diane?
They're like the same name. It's like Robert, Bobby, Bob.
No, I know, but I don't think I've ever heard. I've heard her called Lady Di and then Princess Diana, but I don't think I've ever heard her called Diane.
But this would be like the hard emotional take on her life.
Oh, okay.
Like Fred.
I wasn't trying to correct you. I just I don't know about anything English.
Fred would be about the real life personality of Freddie Mercury.
You know, I have to defend Bobby or say that Bobby's right, because when they made the movie that Kristen Stewart was nominated for the Academy Award, they didn't know how to pronounce her first name, so they named the movie Spencer.
What?
That's
by the way, speaking of you and your movie knowledge, I got a text from Bobby.
I want my props.
No, I got a text from Bobby saying
you fucking suck, Frank.
You were wrong about the ending of that movie.
You just lied to us about the ending of Coda for 2.5 weeks.
What did I say?
That the
you
bitch...
said she walked into the water and killed herself.
Oh, that was the alternate ending. I got that on the DVD.
Yeah,
that was on the DVD.
Yeah, the real ending is she just gets into the music school she wanted, and her parents are like, "You can do it."
Oh wait, it's a happy ending?
Yeah.
Oh fuck!
Oh, they went that route.
You watched it. You said it was the greatest movie of all time in space.
Frank.
I saw the DVD. I saw the alternate ending. I didn't see the ending he's talking about.
You're a liar.
Well,
you know what my response was?
That's possible.
Okay, so Bobby texted me and said, Frank lied about the ending Dakota. My response, Bobby, was what?
Frank
lies about everything.
I mean, I was beginning to believe that ending.
Why does your cup say new and you're so old? We can't see it now. We only can see it when you were drinking.
New York.
Oh, York.
New. Speaking of New York.
I was still asking Bobby how he was.
Oh.
Yeah.
He looks good.
I'm good, man. Gino and I did some shows this weekend. Super fun. He attacked a lady for me. It was great. The night before, though, we had this dude.
Verbally attacked.
Yeah. Not physically. She would have kicked his ass. She was a big birth lady. Great birthing hips, Frank. You would have fucked her and pretended her name is Frank. You know what I'm talking about. The night before, though, we had this dude show up, and Gino worked perfectly with him, called him Jesus, used him all night, but, like, he was clearly sloppy drunk. Then halfway through Gino's act, you hear him telling the couple behind him that he's a comedian, too. And you're like, boy, this guy's in trouble. We finish our show. He hops up on stage after the MC, like, puts the mic back because he forgot to turn it off and tries to do jokes for a minute or two. I'm like, oh, fuck this. Like, this isn't good. He's like, come meet me at the bar. Come on, I'm somebody important. You want to meet me? And I go, all right. Hey, Dominic, you still got that weed? So me, Dominic, and his girlfriend go smoke a joint in my car quick. I'm like, hopefully Gino picks up on my signals and gets rid of this guy. We go back. Who's sitting at the bar doing shots with Gino? But fucking Jesus.
Of course.
The whole time, he's like, gay. He's like, I'm sorry, I got to hit on you. I'm gay. I know you're not. And I'm like, it's whatever. It's fine. And he keeps telling me, like, you never know who you're going to meet, and comedy's important. You guys like you and Gino who don't care what you say, it's super important. And you know what? I'm going to do you a favor. I'm going to introduce you to my aunt. She's somebody really big in comedy, and she gets what you and Gino are about. And I'm like, all right, who is it? Any guesses, you guys? Because I think you'll appreciate it.
I think I saw her at the Oscars. Liza Minnelli.
No. Close, though.
Kathy Griffin.
No, you guys are right at
the... Because I know Gino's post lately. That's why I'm doing that.
No. Judy fucking Gold.
Gino must have lost his goddamn mind.
Gino did not pick up on this the whole night. Only I did, because I was like, you son of a bitch. Judy Gold stands for free speech, huh? Tell that to Shane Gillis.
Yeah.
Oh, fucking dyke.
Or anyone who's ever made a joke about a woman ever. Like, are you
Yeah.
kidding me? It's like, insane.
It's like you want to fuck like a man, act like one. Make some jokes.
Yeah, I don't know what that second part, but the Judy Gold part's funny. Frank, how are you?
I am fine. When you mentioned New York, that reminded me. Nancy's cousin is a character actor in movies and television, and they came out with a movie called A New Day, and it's won all kinds of awards online during the pandemic, and so it's getting a national release beginning on the 8th in New York. And so Nancy and I were invited to go down there. So we're going to go down there and support a cousin who was the lead in the movie.
Oh, nice.
Yeah,
Are you
that's going to
gonna
be
find
fun.
out if the ending is happy, then tell us that everybody died at the end?
But you know, the problem is at my age, I forget a lot of things. And
You
so
were fucking so fucking
How
adamant
old is,
about this movie.
How old is Nancy's cousin that you're going to see? I need to know so I can make my joke.
in his 60s,
It's a him?
he's been in 85 movies and TV shows. So he's been around for a while. Major commercials, made a lot of money doing commercials. He had a run of 7 years in a row on the Super Bowl.
Do you know, Bobby? You don't know who her cousin is?
I just figured it was
It's
the...
Judy Gold.
Judy Gold. I mean, I thought you knew that and you were setting me up.
That's hilarious.
What's
I thought Bobby was going to jump on that
that.
quicker than that. It's like,
What do you know about Nancy's cousin Judy? I didn't, fill me in because I don't know.
Well,
that
the whole
part
joke,
of the story.
Frank, the whole joke was that you said he, and I was calling Judy a man. Anyway,
Oh, you don't know?
So
No, I do not.
Nancy's... We all know. We've all seen pictures, Frank. Literally, if you grew your hair out a little bit and shaved a little less.
Yes.
if you pulled your dick out a little more.
Yeah. And pretended it was a clit. And
I
then
haven't-
just... And then just
The
had a
keyword's
bastard
clit.
son who was the door guy at Broadway Comedy Club you completely ignored. Anyway.
have you joked?
You said, "Look at my
the
clitty
expense
pussy."
of me. Okay, I don't mind that.
All right,
I don't-
Bobby,
I'm
you
a
were
big
saying
boy.
if the what was the joke if the person was of a certain age?
Oh, I was just curious, what movie was it? Was it like Granny gets ran train on 12?
Well, I'm not going to dignify an answer. What I will say, he's been in a
Grandma got run over by a Negro.
yeah, he played the Negro.
Tranny train. It's like Bang Bus, but you get the
Guys,
idea.
I can't have an honest conversation with you guys. You got to make a joke about everything.
Yeah, it's almost like you're on a fucking comedy podcast, Frank.
Oh, that's just what we're doing. Why don't you
Mama
tell
got
me? I
plowed on
would've
a
studied.
train. Billy Crystal and Judy Gold and Frank.
That was a good movie.
It was not.
You didn't like that movie?
The series of movies that ended up with fucking the lady from Goonies was the worst. I was so mad. Her run of movies was almost as bad as Jack Palance's run of movies. And every time Billy Crystal finds an old weird thing, he has to run it into the goddamn ground. I don't know why. It's like, here's this old weird lady. Let's make 6 movies. Here's Jack Palance. Let's run him into the fucking ground.
Analyze this, analyze that.
Talk about Billy Crystal reaching into the bag of old tricks. He's pulling out a movie he did 30 years ago called Mr. Saturday Night. And he
Speaking
made it
of-
into
Speaking
a
of Billy
Broadway
Crystal,
show.
speaking of Billy Crystal reaching into the bag of old tricks, he's pulling out rape for roles. You want to fuck Billy Crystal? You can get cast in Hollywood. It's like the
You have to-
1980s at his house. Cocaine
see-
and crack whores.
You gotta
Yeah.
suck his dick while calling him Fernando.
Also, how did we not see the whole Me Too thing coming when, like, Tara Reid was made a star? It's like, what do you bring to the table? Oh, I bet you fucks well.
Remember when Jessica Simpson was the most famous person on the earth?
They're like, hey, is that sister of yours legal yet? Ashley Simpson, let's make her a star, too. They did the same thing with the Spears, except Jamie Lynn got pregnant at 15.
All right, there's nobody who was more Me Too than Nikki Cox. I'm sorry, but she was just supposed to be hotter Christina Applegate. Bobcat Goldthwait was fucking her and pretending to be a puppet in a Married with Children spinoff. It was like, Jesus Christ. The girl's never been in another thing since. She has had big tits and red hair. It's like famous.
My grandma, can I say something? My grandmother is right. She
was
told
right.
me-
My
Frank.
bad.
Your
My
grandmother
bad. We were
was
just trying
right.
to run jokes into.
Your grandmother was
My
right.
Right. interrupt when I was
grandmother,
thinking about
the
grandma?
other day, my grandmother the other day said, "Why do you?"
No,
do that
she
on
didn't.
purpose?"
Your grandmother
She
did
did
not
say-
say something to you the other day. You're
She
92
did.
years
She
old.
did.
She's been dead for 45 fucking years.
Don't. My grandfather married young, and
You're
she
so old.
told
You
me,
think 1938 is the other
"Don't
day?
let the." And this is what she said. She speaks the truth. She says, "Don't let those
She doesn't
assholes
speak. She goes.
step on your line.
19
They always step on your lines and stories.
Time-
Why do you allow that?"
But why would your grandmother's been dead longer than Bobby's been alive?
No, she's
Are
still
you
alive.
listening to what I said? My grandfather married young.
So you have a grandmother that is younger than
You're
you.
a liar. Remember what we said?
Well, that's true too. Let me digest everything that was just said.
Why don't you digress instead of digest, you fuck? Let me
All right.
digest.
All
Go
right,
take a
Bobby, in between whatever you're doing,
poop. It's in
continue
between.
your conversation.
It's called
In between making-
multitasking.
No, Bobby, it's called making mouth jiffy pop. What the fuck are you doing over there? Every time I look, you got this balloon of aluminum. Between Frank lying and you hiding, I don't know what the fuck's happening on this show. Oh, speaking of me giving you guys names like that, I don't know what name we're supposed to thank him as. If it's Richard Kish, if it's Gary Biscayne Gum Fridays, whatever name we wonderfully call you, sir. We always appreciate you constantly sharing our shows and triumphing us and saying great things about us. Yeah, he's sharing stuff all the time. He's one of the truly most supportive guys there is. I just wanted to say thanks. Bobby and I were talking about this
Yeah,
week.
Absolutely.
He's always just, I'm not on Twitter, but Bobby's like, I hope you realize he's just tweeting the shit at everything we're doing. He's doing the same thing on Facebook. Frank, if you ever see when I post something, another guy will just completely quote the same thing I put and share it. He's a guy who's, we all found out about him through Compound. He's a fan of the shows there, but he's always been very supportive of all of us. So I just wanted to thank him because he's
What's
always
his
putting
name?
us. He goes by a million names. I doesn't always go by his real name, but he's Richard.
On Twitter, he's Gum Fridays. On Facebook, I think he's Gary Gum Fridays Biscayne. Like, it's all weird ones, but you'll know him when you see him. And he's definitely going to come to one of our shows. We got to get you to South Connecticut so he can get out. But he's a good guy, and he's always doing it every week. He's one of the nicest people you'll meet in person
Oh.
or behind the scenes. He's been doing that a lot for us. And then the other person is Smokey, did it recently, too. So shout out Smokey.
But she always does. We're
Yeah,
in
yeah,
her
she's-
Instagram story every week. It's
She's
like,
super supportive, but just want to make sure she gets her credit, too.
oh, another supportive person always is Jonathan Keller, always sharing and commenting and telling me how great we're doing, stuff like that.
Absolutely. I shouted him out on the dump, but I was bitching about nobody coming to the Jameson show, so he sent me $25 and was like, don't live anywhere near it, but consider this a ticket bot. So
I was complaining we need more Patreon people, and he sent me $30. So it's like so it's like
Wait, all I got to do is complain and somebody's going to send me money?
yeah, Jonathan Keller complaining.
Man, I'll tell you, it's tough out there.
See,
At my age, making a living, you can't believe it.
Frank,
Even
I hate to
though
say it,
Jobs open.
if he's such a nice guy, if he gets a hold of your Venmo, you're gonna get money and be like, "What are you doing?" It's like, but
do you think you're single-handedly bankrupting Social Security at this point, Frank? Just having lived so much longer than they expected?
No, in fact, I had to go
Damn
on
was.
Social Security early by a couple of years because I got sick, and they put me on disability.
you
And
know
which
who else
one-
is on disability? Ben
Who?
Ortiz.
Poor Ben.
Well, I can see that. Yeah,
Well, because
I can
After he was
relate
on
to
our-
that.
he was on our podcast like a week or so ago,
Yeah.
and afterwards we were talking, and then like I made a joke about because he talked about making not having enough money to pay for $200 for hookers. He'd only had to get the $60 hookers, and he messaged me and goes, "I watched it again, Pat. Don't you realize I'm on disability?" And I'm like, first of all, don't yell at me. Second of all, of course I know you're on disability, but speaking of supportive people, another supportive person of the show is my brother, Jake, who's been supportive the entire time and has one issue with the show. He loves the show. He loves Frank. He loves me. He loves Bobby. But he hates that Bobby sits too far back from his microphone, so he has to listen super hard to Bobby. And now I'm sure he's loving Bobby breathing through a plastic bag the entire goddamn show.
I think I boosted my gain, so it won't be as much of an issue. Hopefully.
You do sound farther away than Frank and I sound. I don't know how Frank's audio works because I don't see a microphone. I don't think Frank has like a setup or like a microphone over his head. Frank must be at a Hollywood set. I don't know how Frank does well, but yours does sound like you're farther away.
I mean, I feel like this would have been good show notes before the show, but
I thought you were just gonna fix it. A and B. I forgot because I'm just happy to see my friend and we don't get to talk much, so I just chat with you before the show and I forget about show notes.
Tonight he looks like a Star Wars character in a spaceship.
What?
You know, and on the 5th year of a 12-year trip.
Why would he be wearing an Indian snake charmer's rug?
Oh, God.
Why?
It's
What
a
would he
whole
be
nightmare.
wearing then?
I hope you're happy, Jake.
A space outfit. What do they wear in space? What did Han Solo wear? Like a vest. He had to wear. Why do you have a space vest?
If you look like him, you would wear a vest too.
Why did Chewbacca? Why was he butt naked but he had bullets on? Like, I understand he's a monster, but if he can wear bullets, you think he'd like want to wear some clothing between the bullets in his fur.
What happened to him?
I don't know. All I said is that the audio wasn't up
Right.
to par, and now it makes it worse. And now he's moving cameras, and he's flying, and he's in a fishbowl.
I hope you're happy, Jake.
That's-
It's all on you, buddy.
well, I mean, it's obvious. Bobby, as long as he could hear it, because he's got the headset on, he's very professional. He could hear himself. That's all he cares about.
I mean, no.
Am I now professional? What the fuck are you talking about? It's headphones. Doesn't make you professional. What's
Also,
professional about it? He's blurring out the background.
I
Are
don't
we
have any.
are we talking about what people look like, Frank? Because you look like the guy who walks around the gym bottoms off, just for an excuse to stare at other naked
With
people.
balls in the wind.
With your
Flying- my
fucking-
balls are
With
flying
your
in the wind.
fucking Kmart Russell Athletic moisture wicking
but it-
sweat T-shirt you've got on,
I
and your
don't have a
fucking
s-
Iroquois piece hippie chain from the casino you pretend to be a part of, so they keep booking you. Now we don't have to do this, all right? I got my drug rug on because I'm comfortable, and I have to change twice. I have to make it look like we're not recording both these back to back.
Can we start the hashtag bottoms off?
I have to say something. I don't have a story for tonight, but he does remind me of something. He does remind me of something. When I was a kid,
No.
what?
No. You're not going to do what I know you're going to do. I
What?
don't have a story, but here's the
What?
story. Fuck you. That's a story.
Well, no.
Are
It's a very simple
no,
story.
no.
It was a-
No. Bad Frank.
It,
No.
it was a simpler time.
Frank,
It was,
you can't say I don't have a story, then start with when I was a kid, because that's how stories start.
a lot of stories.
Just
are-
say you have a story.
All right, I got a story from a simpler time.
I didn't know we were going into stories. I like how you're just controlling the show.
No, because he reminded me of something, and you'll understand. I think you guys could make the connection once I tell the story. Okay? Balls in the wind. Remember that. Balls in the wind.
No, I don't want to remember balls in the wind. Who the fuck wants to remember balls in the wind? Bobby, you want to think about balls in the wind?
No, I think my volcano might be busted. It sparked when I turned it on earlier, and now it's not working.
What's a volcano?
Volcano? It's a vaporizer that fills these bags.
It's called a volcano?
Volcano, like a thing that blows up. It's not a complicated word. Like a mountain that blows out lava. Volcano.
Okay, you're not-
V as
you're
in
not-
Victor. Olcano.
Then you weren't hearing me, Bobby. Because I was saying volcano, and I thought it was funny
Oh,
that
no, no, no. I-
BALLCANO, a ball and a cano, like you're yelling at me and Frank. I thought you said a pun, and you don't
Sorry.
usually do that,
Sorry.
and I enjoyed it.
I don't.
So I asked you for clarity, and then you got mad about Joe versus the volcano.
Sorry.
I was asking about volcano, which I thought was a cute pun, and I couldn't believe it was a thing
Sometimes-
you'd ever mentioned.
Sometimes putting up with Frank is irritating.
I'm not Frank.
Oh,
You don't yell at
You
mom
know
in
what?
spite
I'm
of
the
dad,
child
sir.
in this relationship between you two married people. I'm the kid in the relationship.
You're the
I
cuck.
gotta
Watch
listen.
us fuck,
I
Frank.
gotta listen to
Shut
this
up.
bullshit
Watch us
every
fuck
week.
and clean up the
my
jizz.
family arguing all the time. My mother and father, or my father and father arguing all the time.
Put your pants on.
Why?
Hashtag bottoms up, whatever fucking bottoms off, whatever it is. All right, tell your story.
No, you know,
Fine,
it's a
fine, I
simple
will.
Story. All right, you tell my story.
I will. When I was a kid, 314 years ago, me and Penny Marshall, we went to the Super Bowl, and we went there, and who was there? Negroes. And we were like, oh my God, there's Negroes here. And we didn't know how to deal with them. But thank God Alan Abel, the Grand Wizard of the Clan, showed up, and he had a hose, and he blew them away. And that was the makings of I Love Lucy. The end.
You know, I mean, you're so damn good. That was next week's story.
Okay.
I mean, I can't believe you jumped the gun on that one. Wow.
I can't believe I didn't get one laugh out of Bobby. That was pretty fucking good. Fuck
Yeah.
you.
Sorry, I didn't hear it, buddy. I
Oh my
was
God!
on
I
that.
just did probably the greatest breakdown of 8 Frank stories in one.
That's right. You did. I was impressed.
The issue is it sounded too much like Frank, so I just tuned it out halfway through.
I
Amazing.
made Alan Abel the
grandmother's
Grand
right.
Wizard of the Clan.
My grandmother was right about you
The
guys.
fact that your grandmother's at least 2 decades younger than you means that she did a lot of things that were wrong in her life, Frank.
It's not
I
real.
know. How dare you? How dare you pigeonhole my
How
grandma?
dare she? It's elder abuse what she did, Frank.
All right. Well, we're killing enough time for Pat to find a story.
No, I've got story. How dare Facebook? And is this happened to either one of you? Facebook, you know how Facebook and Instagram are like the same thing,
Right.
Yeah.
right, Bobby? Okay.
Yeah, definitely.
Have you had this ever happened to you? I messaged somebody, a guest for a later show, through Facebook, and he's like, "Hey, can you stop messaging me through Instagram?" And I'm like, "Well, I'm not." And then I look in my Facebook saying, "Well, you're doing this through the Instagram account," but I'm on Facebook. But they're
That's
literally saying
crazy.
you're doing it through the Instagram account, and I'm like, "But I'm literally messaging. I've never messaged him on Instagram." But now he's like, "Can you not?" And I look, and yeah, it's saying Instagram, but it's on Facebook.
Never saw that.
I
fuck
think
is that?
sometimes when you aren't friends with somebody on Facebook, you can message it like to.
I'm friends with
their-
both of them.
That's weird.
Yeah, I don't really understand what the fuck's going on, but like, all right, whatever. So Frank, tell your story quick, because then I've got another. I got
Right,
one more
it
story.
was
to
said.
do.
I mean, it lost the.
It's for shut up. It didn't lose anything.
All right. So when I was a kid, my uncle.
Tell it better. Come on, you got it.
My uncle belonged to a place
no,
called.
start it like you did before. It was a simpler time.
No, it was then. It was a simpler time. Now it's very hectic. But what happened was in the 40s, my uncle belonged to a
Bobby, stop folding your parachute.
I mean, what the hell is he doing? I mean,
I don't know.
I have no idea. Is he blowing up a tent, a plastic tent or something like that? I mean, I can't figure it out.
It's his volcano.
That started it all. Okay. So my uncle belonged to a private pool at Coney Island club, and it was called Raven Hall. And he was just a basic and Italian mailman that belonged to this club that was populated by 98% Jewish people.
Wait,
And
it
the
was an
club, as
Italian
far as
club.
I knew-
It was an Italian
What?
club populated by 98% Jewish people.
I didn't say that. What I said, my Italian uncle, who was a mailman, belonged to this club that was 98% Jewish.
Okay.
Right.
The-
He was Italian club. Italian
the-
mailman, Jewish club.
Right. The mothers, the wives, and the kids were at the pool, and the men.
It doesn't matter. It's the rain, the sleet, the hail, the rain. I get the mail delivered to you like a gabagoo.
My
That's how Italian mailman delivers
grandmother
mail.
is so right. Oh man, was she right? She nailed you two guys. I mean, it's
The
amazing.
grandma is a pasta
She
fagioli,
nailed.
hey.
She nailed an octogenarian too, Frank.
Yes. Oh my God. So anyway, so what happens? I used to go there, and my uncle was playing cards in the locker room.
The Italian mailman.
Open. They had sauna baths and everything like that. What I was trying to say is all the men, all these old men, walked around with no clothes on.
Yeah.
And you could not, and that was my first exposure to hanging balls. I mean, these guys had balls
Bobby, you muted
hanging
yourself.
and just swaying in the wind. I just couldn't believe it. And then when they sat down on milk cartons to play cards, and they would place their balls over the edge of the milk carton.
How old were you?
8 years old,
And you were around balls?
all the time.
Oh, this is before pedophilia.
Before pedophilia, obviously.
Fucking Bobby missed the climax, the greatest part of that joke. God damn it.
He's checking his balls out to see how low they are at his tender age of 26.
I don't want to cut you off, Frank. I understand, but when Bobby comes back, I have to catch him up on. We just learned something
Okay.
big, Bobby.
Yeah, that when Frank was 8 years old.
You gotta unmute it. Where are you? I don't know what's happening.
There we
There
go.
it is.
I'm
Bobby,
right
you
here.
just-
You could see me trying to click. I heard the whole
No,
thing.
no.
Frank
Stop.
was exposed to balls at 8 years old. Yes.
Okay. Did you hear what I said?
But that was before pedophilia, and Frank was like, "Yeah."
Why are you? Okay, you're not fun today.
What? What am I doing?
Wouldn't you fake? You come back in mad. We've been doing the running joke about before pedophilia forever, and finally it really came into existence. And you'd think you'd come back laughing, even faking it for the show. You're like, all right, I heard it. Sorry to be a burden. I was just trying to involve all the people in the show together.
Are you
gotta
surprised?
give him a little credit. I mean, he's trying to keep the spacecraft on a course. I mean,
Are you surprised Frank got molested?
No,
He
I'm
spent his whole
I'm
life
surprised.
trying to get attention. He
No,
spent
I'm
his whole
surprised.
careers about let me try to make the tension. Like, yeah, we get it.
That part I am not surprised about. I'm surprised that literally in a Frank story, a time before pedophilia actually happened. Because no, he said it and then it really happened.
I think where the disconnect is here is you weren't expecting it. For me, it was more just it was a matter of time before we heard the origin
No,
of
it's
Frank.
just, once again, he's lying. It didn't happen.
Oh,
Because
you
their
don't think
ball-
he got molested?
No, he definitely got molested. But nobody's ball, no Jew's balls are hanging over a milk crate.
Good point. Good point.
If you said Italian balls, I'd be in.
Those
Jew
hang.
balls don't hang like that.
Irish balls hang. Jew balls don't hang.
Jew balls don't. Jew balls are like Jew wallets. They're tight.
no, I got to disagree.
Fuck
'cause
you. That was
8
good
years
too.
old- 8 years old, I had to look down because they were hanging so much. I mean, I got first-hand looks at them. I mean, I know it.
So
What the
once in
hell
a
is
while,
that?
they let you put your
Where's-
eyes down instead of up.
Where's Captain?
Thank you,
Maybe
Bobby.
it's
You the
Captain
fake laughs
Bobby.
are good one. So what happened? What's the end of this story? What did it have to do with anything we're talking about?
I think it might have been me or one of you guys talking about swaying balls.
No, it was you. Bobby
Okay, I
said
started talking
bottoms
about it,
off.
and
you
then
said balls.
I had this vision in my head of Raven Hall in 1946.
Raping who?
47.
Yeah.
Raven Hall was the name of the private club. And I remember the vision of seeing these men with cigars in their mouth, with set of
Those
tits
weren't
here,
cigars.
like that, with the balls hanging down. I remember that. That's all I was trying to bring out.
Those weren't cigars, Frank.
It was an N, not a C.
Oh, Jesus.
Yeah. That's right. Everybody already turned this one off anyway with all the cutting us each other off and yelling, so I can just go there.
No, I think this is a great episode so far.
You think that all the time.
When are you going to start taping it?
What's up?
First of all, 1930s called. They want taping back.
Recording. I'm
Where's
sorry.
the tape? Where's the
Where's the
microfiche, you dick?
Where's the recording?
The recording is happening right now. All this gold is flying through. And by the way, if I want to fight against COVID, CVS has the answer. They just sent me a text.
So this is
good.
definitely the Patreon episode. Frank, you're like our philosophy guy, right? You're the
Could
oldest
be.
and wisest. Am I the piece of shit in this story? And you can help me out
What
here.
story?
I was
So
about to tell it.
there's someone who plays a character, kind of like Alice Cooper. Are you familiar with Alice Cooper, Frank?
Yeah, he's a great golfer, too.
Great
He's
golfer.
like-
That's how much I know about him. He is a good golfer.
Okay. Hey, Frank, why do golfers never diet?
Why?
They just exist on greens. I knew you'd appreciate that one.
I liked it. I liked it.
I knew you'd like it. So, you know how he's a character.
Yeah.
Would someone be if I was interacting with someone like Alice Cooper, should I be upset that the person they are behind the scenes is not who they are in reality? Like, am I the asshole for assuming that there was a genuine person underneath when he can't even be his true self on air?
Well, sometimes the character takes over the person. you know, and so you lose your identity and you become that person because you think the public likes it, so you think everybody's going to like that character.
Like Dice Clay.
Like Dice. Okay, that's a good example. But sometimes, like, maybe is the character just an excuse to be a dickhead?
I don't think they know they're a dickhead. I mean, who thinks that in the who thinks that a dickhead is good to be a dickhead?
Okay, I'm not gonna. I want to kind of go around that. Instead of saying that, it's not a good or evil verse thing. I think it's kind of a way of saying I can do whatever I want when I'm this. So it's not like I'm being a dickhead, but you know, someone will be like, you know, okay, like the best example nowadays is more like a social media. I take on a fake personality on Twitter, so I can say all these things because that's so and so talking. That's not that, and I think that's how that kind of works. I don't think they're being a dick, but they think that's what expect professional wrestling, which I watch. No, like the guy who does like the Miz is an asshole on TV, and if he goes anywhere, he can be a dick and be like that. People go, that's just the Miz, but in real life, he's himself. But if he also knows if he wants to get away with shit, he can just be the Miz. You know what I mean? So it's like I don't think he's being a dick, but he knows he can get around shit by being that way.
And that's a great example because it would be like, let's say then the Miz then you found out had a bunch of fake Twitter accounts that he was using to like promote his own shit. And like you're like, oh, this isn't a genius move by the Miz. He just can't be himself. You know what I mean? Like it. So would you be the asshole for not seeing that all along and thinking that there was some genius behind it? Or is that just a good work? Because Frank, you're the expert in works.
You're the wrong guy with this because I just think that people take over a persona now just to be different, you know, and and eventually, if it works, they become that person. You know, they can't get out of it. It's like an actor. He's known for a TV show he did for 20 years, and everybody wants to see that character. He becomes that character. And he doesn't know where that line is, where you're not that character, where you're yourself. You lose yourself in that character. It could be now today. It's social media. You become.
Well, the social media part's crazier, Frank, because like the crazy person loses himself in the character and can be like, I'm the Mr. T. I think for a long time thought he was really this guy that could beat people up, and he and the gold chains and all that. I think he forgot who the fuck he was.
Right.
Pee Wee Herman almost needed to get caught jerking off in the theater to be Paul Rubens again. Like literally. It was like a cry for help, like get me out of this thing I can't get out of type deal.
Right.
Miley Cyrus.
But yeah,
Hannah Montana, Miley Cyrus, same thing.
Needed it. I mean, actually played it out on TV saying, I can't be two people. I want to be Hannah Montana. I also want to be Miley Cyrus, which is great, insane that they can do that kind of thing. The difference between doing it as a human being all the time back in the day, walking around being a dick, maybe not being a dick and getting lost in it in social media is you can now be the people you're trying to impress as well. On social media, you can be Superstar Jones and then make an account of Superstar Jones's #1 fan and then make an account of Superstar Jones's #1 hater and then literally make conversations about you that people jump in when it's all you being all three. And you're literally taking on three personas while also being Superstar Jones's agent or a company that wants to hire Superstar Jones. You're all these things, and now you really think you are producer, agent, star, because in your mind you're writing all this shit, and it's got to make you nuts because you're literally sitting on your bed doing nothing.
Right.
That's crazier than Jimmy Walker losing his mind and saying, you ever say dynamite to me, I'll have you thrown out of a comedy club because I don't want to be reminded of this thing from 1978. It's insane. So it's even gotten worse now. But I did run to get water. So what was the Alice Cooper part? I missed that. I'm sorry.
It's just like I was asking Frank, like if there's somebody who's like plays a character, right? And the character's excuse is to be kind of the bad guy jerk. And then you find out.
I've heard Alice Cooper's a good guy.
Right. But then you find out that behind the curtain, this isn't necessarily a good guy. Like, and the whole time you were like, oh, it's maybe less of a character, more just of your pure unfiltered thoughts. Kind of like you were saying, Pat. That's kind of, yeah. I guess the best way to say it is like, what if Alice Cooper called me a pussy for not wanting to be controversial, but refused to even use his real name on anything he did professionally? Would Alice Cooper be the asshole, or would I?
I think he's still. I think you're allowed. I don't think either one of you is an asshole. To be honest with you, I think for you to let it bother you makes you an asshole because you are taking any solace from someone who can't even be true to themselves. And the second you're going to say, I'm not me, that person now, everything they say for the rest of their lives is going to be something to get them liked or attention. So therefore, them calling you a pussy for not doing something is what they think will work. The number one scenario right now is the whole Will Smith, Chris Rock thing, which I'm going to get into, I think, in the other podcast. We're not going to have time on this one. But with that thing, the attention it's getting is insane because people are like standing up for this thing or that thing, or like if you must mean this, or you don't defend this if you say that. Everyone's just fighting to get on a side to get attention or to be in the group they want to be in. For Alice Cooper, whose name is not even Alice Cooper, and it wasn't born with me. The guy plays golf and was in a metal band. Like he doesn't know what the fuck he is. He's like. At least Pete Angelo's all those things for real. Like
this isn't about
Alice
Pete
Cooper
Angelo,
is what
to be
Pete
clear.
Right. Well, no, I'm saying, like,
Just to be clear, this isn't about Pete Angelo. So Pete knows.
No. What I'm saying is, at least Pete is this guy who is everything 100% true. He's an athlete. He's also a weightlifter, and he's also gay as shit. It's all these things where you're like, whoa, that's crazy. You're all these things. Alice Cooper's like, I want to be this. Well, okay, but also I want to be this. So I can get, because if I'm an old rock star, I want old people to still like me. What do old people like now? Golf. Now I like golf. I'm going to call someone a pussy, but I'm also going to say I can fight you. And say, I'm going to say you're not going to do this, but I'm also going to hide behind who I am and not use my real name. We deal with that with Twitter trolls. They'll call me out on shit all the time when I used to be on there, but they hide behind a fake name. It's like, you're calling me out for being real, but you can't even be real? Like, why have a conversation? I'd rather walk away from it.
That is true. And I guess Alice
who
Cooper...
was the asshole in Twitter when that happened? Me.
Because you let it get to you. Yeah. And I guess it is a good example because, like, Alice Cooper calls himself a rocker and actually does rock. And, like, calls himself a golfer and does golf.
I think Alice Cooper's one of the most overrated fucking rock and roll guys.
I'm saying he at least gets out there and, like, plays. He's been on stage. He's been on tour. He has, like, some accolades.
Oh, he's legit.
Yeah.
I just don't get it. I think he's all glam. He's not, like, real good shit.
Yeah. I agree. All right, cool. Frank, let's get into the Bob Saget thing. You've slapped a lot of people. You think Will Smith's gay now?
Did you say Bob Saget?
Yeah, I meant Chris Rock.
I was like, I want this fight. I hope that Will Smith slapped Bob Saget's dead body.
I was just saying, it's probably what killed him. He slapped him in the back of the head.
Wow. I'm not going to read the story. We'll do it, but there's no point in reading it. I'm sure everyone knows what happened. I didn't watch it. Here's how I found out, Frank. So I told Bobby before the show. So this happened. The Oscars was Sunday night or whatever it was. Okay, I was asleep. I had to get up super early, but I went to bed. I was tired. I think I had to be at work at 1. I wanted to get some rest. I don't really watch it anyway. At 5 a.m.
Frank was also asleep. If you get up at 4 a.m., you have to be in sleep by at least 6 p.m. Right,
no,
Frank
watches his shows. But he was like in bed but not asleep. So I was asleep at 5 a.m. My phone dinged. So as a father, my body wakes up. There's something wrong with the kids. It's not the kids. It's Ben Ortiz. And Ben Ortiz is I got a message at 5 a.m. that just said, "What's your opinion on the Will Smith, Chris Rock thing?" I had no idea anything happened. I was dead asleep, and I wasn't going to message Ben Ortiz at 5 a.m. So I put the phone down. I went back to sleep, and I forgot about it. Now, during the day, on my news feeds and all that stuff, I learned all about Chris Rock and Will Smith and how Chris Rock made a joke that wasn't even that funny, but to me wasn't really offensive because G.I. Jane is actually an empowering movie, but whatever. It is. If he said, "Hey, what are you and Charles S. Dutton doing?" I'd be more insulted because that was the guy who played the guy Rock in the 1990s, and he was a black man, and he was bald. I would understand that.
Oh, shit, Jade, I can't wait for the relaunch of E.T.
Yes, I'd be more upset at that. I'd be like, "Holy
all right, Frank,
shit,
you
Will
do one
Smith."
now.
No, I don't. I don't do impersonations. But what I will say is,
actually, Frank,
telling the story,
I wasn't
so
throwing it to you. I was just giving
ahead.
you an opportunity to jump in and be funny. Go ahead, Pat.
No,
Keep
no,
going.
Frank was gonna say.
I'm learning. I'm absorbing right now. Go ahead.
Frank was gonna say, "Hey, Will Smith, I didn't know you were hanging out with one of the California raisins." Anyway, so See, that's a good one for Frank. Remember them? They were weird looking.
Frank was going to say, we learned a great lesson in that there are
Wait,
two
wait,
types of
hold it a
black
second.
folks.
Oh no,
Black
don't-
people, and
No, don't say that. But was she an original Raisinette in those commercials?
No, she was bald and she was looking weird.
You wanted me to say something funny, all right? I said something funny. You both laughed.
No, you didn't.
Fine.
You really
It's
thought
that-
she was.
that
her
Raisinette
career
had a-
started as a
had a-
Raisinette, a claymation Raisinette.
Oh, that was claymation. They weren't real.
Anyway, we all know what happened. Made the joke. Will Smith laughed out loud, looked at his wife, realized he shouldn't have laughed out loud, went to the stage, threw a stupid slap. Chris Rock balled his hand up like he was ready, didn't do anything, and like a professional, held his ground, continued the show. Which I think is the funniest part is that Chris Rock said, "Oh, Will Smith just slapped the shit out of me." Now, if he really did, you can't. If I ever got the shit slapped out of me, I'd still be on the ground crying, not being able to say someone slapped the shit out of me. Therefore, did not. There's a big size difference and all that. Anyway, we all know what happened. Take your side. I don't care about either side. I finally responded. I didn't respond at all to Ben Ortiz. At 9 p.m., I got a message that had 4 question marks on it. And that's it. 4 question marks from Ben Ortiz. And I said back, "Why are you sending me question marks, Ben?" His response was, "I'm waiting for your opinion on Will Smith and Chris Rock." And I wrote back, Frank, just so you know, all I wrote back was, "I don't have one. I don't care. It's stupid." And he wrote K.
Okay. I don't do impressions, but I do have one of Ben Ortiz the whole day for 22 hours on Monday, Sunday night and Monday.
Frankie doesn't have a phone.
Oh, there's
he
a
threw
phone
out-
in my hand.
He threw out his phone.
That's right. He
No,
was
so
on
he-
his phone,
Yeah,
waiting
so
for
he
his
just
response.
he goes to work and then he just comes back and stares at his computer, wondering what happened. Oh, fuck, we forgot to talk about Ben Ortiz on the news. Anyway, so we'll talk about that another time. But Ben Ortiz was on the news. He's okay. Frank, did you hear about the
a major
carjacking in
sting
Hampton?
today at a hooker ring right
Oh.
here in Hartford County.
No, that's how it
Turns
happened.
out one retard hired 17 prostitutes at the same time. They arrived at the premises of the old folks' home where he was somehow allowed to live due to his disability and started a cat fight. Unfortunately, it doesn't seem like charges will actually be able to be filed because it turns out Ben has never actually fucked any of these women. He just likes to put his soft penis in their mouth for a few minutes. Nothing illegal about that. Back to you, Pat.
And get kisses. Though, Frank, did you hear about the story in Hamden in the plaza where the woman got carjacked, a 74-year-old lady? It was big news. Okay.
No.
She parked her car in the middle of the day. It's in the Hamden shopping plaza. Two guys got out of the car. Fucking a guy cracked her, like fucking shoulder. There's video. Knocked her down. Stole their car. Went away. This was in Ben Ortiz's shopping plaza, where he pushes cars. So I saw Ben post. I was on the news, Channel 4 and 5. Check it out. So I started searching Channel 4 News, Ben Ortiz. That's when I found out the story. I did find a video. After finding 4 or 5 videos that he wasn't in, because most places put him on the cutting room floor.
Yeah.
Because the one time they went to him, he just goes, "Yo, I'm gonna have to start carrying mace at work."
One shining glimmer of hope amongst all the tragedy today. One retard has a job. I'm going to have to start bringing mace to work.
Yo,
Two
it's
things.
scary out there. I'm gonna have to carry mace to work to mace those 2 guys so I can hit that lady.
2 things I got out of this. One, I said I couldn't believe Ben Ortiz has a job. Number one, and
Hey, then you haven't watched his stand up. I saw him at the open mic on Wednesday. Every joke starts with, "I push carts in ShopRite." And then the joke has nothing to do with ShopRite at all. He just tells you. He goes, "I was at work the other day, and this big fat white woman was like, 'Yo, someone got to eat this pussy.' He's like, 'Bitch, I don't want to hear about your cunt.' And then he just stops and goes, 'So I'm addicted to sex.' I'm like, oh, that's the joke. That was the joke.
This just in, Pat. Octogenarian podcaster shits himself. Sits there smugly.
He did not poop. Go. All right. So who's the piece of shit in the Will Smith story? Is it Will Smith for acting the way he did? Is it Jada for making Will feel like he had to do that? Because that's a thing. I mean, their whole relationship. I don't want to hear anything about the, hey, Jada fucks other people. So I don't judge other people's relationships. If they are open with that, that's their shit. You can still listen. I know people that are not in monogamous relationships who still love each other and then do that. So that's not that thing. But with Will laughing first and then having to do it, is it Jada for not saying, hey, Will, don't do that? Is it Will for the way he acted? Is it Chris for the way he acted? Is it security for just letting Will Smith walk up there? Is it the people that think that this was staged? Because it might have been, but there are police reports. Is it the millions of unfunny people on Facebook and Twitter making terrible Fresh Prince jokes?
No,
and
Frank's
everything
sitting
else
right
there
there.
has- What?
So Frank's sitting right there.
Or is it Ben Ortiz for being the best part of that story? Frank, go first.
I would say there are, when you watch, I watched it, and the rest of the night, Will Smith became this folk hero in front of us. I couldn't believe it. And gets
We went to
stand
Frank for a
alone.
report, and he said, help, I've fallen and I can't get up. Back to you,
so
Pat.
No, but for real, I appreciate that. It's a good callback to a long time ago. Frank, I didn't watch it, like I said. So
Right.
once this happened, I heard that Chris kept doing his job.
He did a wonderful. He was my hero that night.
But
And
why?
finally,
So wait, did Will Smith get to talk again or do anything?
Yes, when he gave when he accepted the Academy Award.
Oh,
and
so he
after-
won it after. I didn't know it was before or after. I don't know
Yeah,
any of it.
it was an
I'm
hour
not
and
gay.
20 minutes in, and he
But Will
gave
Smith
this-
is. You see that
this
slap?
So is
bullshit
Frank.
speech that was unbelievable. It was so sugar coated and like, it's me. I did this. I stand up for the people. I'm the river that flows for the common man. I said, who the fuck is this talking? Number one. Number two, I thought Chris Rock was perfect the way he handled it. He did not flinch. He did not lose character. He went on with the show. I felt, you know who I felt sorry for? The guy from the leader of the
Questlove.
band. What's his name?
Questlove.
Questlove.
Why was
Who won?
Questlove involved? I don't know this.
He won the documentary that was given out during this hassle, and so his moment of happiness.
Oh,
and
I didn't even
glory-
realize there was an award being going
Yes,
on.
he was giving out the documentary for the best.
Sam
documentary.
Roberts said it best. Questlove went from Oscar winner to trivia question answer in a heartbeat.
That's right. Yeah.
Oh, wait, I have a question then.
Yeah.
That changes my whole opinion, though. But I was going to ask this first before I give my way in. Why was Chris Rock doing crowd work during giving out the award? Usually you do that at the beginning.
When everyone came out to present the award, they had a one-liner they threw out or a two-liner or whatever it was. That's all he was doing.
I
And
know,
then-
that's a weird time to do that. That is a weird. You know, normally, Frank, you know what I mean? Like they come out at the
Yeah.
beginning
You know, I mean-
and they do the whole thing.
This is
Yeah.
like the press trying to justify it for Will, but you know they do have a history. Because when Chris Rock hosted the Oscars,
Right.
Jada ran the whole Oscars So White campaign. And one of his opening jokes was Jada Smith boycotting the Oscars is me like boycotting Rihanna's pussy. We weren't invited. And so
Yeah.
he's hit at them before, so there is a little
But
bit
there
of
was
history.
history. There was definitely history there. I thought Will Smith came off the worst. I mean, you know, he understood the joke, even though I didn't think it was that funny. I made the connection. I still didn't think it was that funny, but he said it. Okay. Will Smith laughed. Then he looked at his wife, roll her eyes back, and like a good little dog, he went up there and type of deal. That just showed me one thing: who wears the pants in that house? And it's not Will Smith.
That's what showed you it, Frank? It wasn't when she cucked him and then had him on her interview show on Facebook and made him admit to the whole fucking thing?
No, I didn't see that.
Oh, boy.
By the way, Bobby, when you just did that analogy, it just reminded me because I watched a lot of old wrestling. In 2005, there was a segment. This has nothing to do with anything. But just my favorite lines ever in wrestling. Triple H comes out and cuts off Jim Ross. Good old JR is getting awarded Jim Ross Day in Oklahoma. So they're doing like this fake thing, and they're saying how great Jim Ross is, and it's Oklahoma. Triple H comes out, starts going, "Really, Oklahoma? This is the best thing you have." Jim Ross. Wow. People from Oklahoma saying Jim Ross is great is like crap saying puke is great. It's one of my favorite lines ever.
It's a great fucking heel line, dude.
Oh, so and they booed so hard, but I'm cracking up.
That is
Go ahead.
fantastic.
So Frank, who is the piece of shit?
Yeah, you just said who wasn't a bunch.
I would
I think
say
you said Will.
I would say the Academy for letting him sit there after he just tried to deck somebody, and they did not police it correctly. They did not have security come out and take him away. They just let him sit there and glow in his own glory that he created for himself. I thought that was pissy. I really did.
Breaker 19. Hey, this is head of security. You want me to remove Will Smith? Go. Nah. You see that slap? He's not a threat to anybody. Let him stay.
The other guy goes, "Hey, but that Ali movie was bullshit, huh?"
By the way, ESPN the next morning had a boxing expert on explaining how he threw the slap from his shoulder, not bringing it around.
From his vagina.
If he did connect with his palm, he would have decked him. But he only got him with the tip of his fingers.
Mm-hmm.
Just saying what SportsCenter said the next
Who
morning.
who owns and which station Sports Center on, Frank?
ESPN, which is
And
owned
Disney
by
owns it.
Channel 7.
Which is-
Disney, which owns ABC.
Which who has a big share in Disney? Who played the genie in Aladdin?
Well, for the old one, the new one was
For the new one. I can't tell you. I can't
don't know.
imagine why they would try to have a whole sports science making this dude look like a man.
Our Bobby, who's piece of shit?
Oh my god, how much time do we have left in the podcast? Because everybody in this story is a piece of shit.
Well, go ahead.
Let's start with Jada Pinkett Smith's parents, who obviously didn't show her enough love, so that now she can't feel comfortable in a monogamous relationship and just accept the love of one individual, that she has to go out and fuck other people to feel satisfied in life. So there's that. Then there's Jada Pinkett Smith, one of these healthy people who hasn't healed herself enough to move past that. Then there's Will Smith, who let his wife get fucked by a bunch of other people's, didn't have the balls to leave her, and got angry about a joke about her looking like Pat. You know? Then
Uglier Pat.
Then there's fucking Chris Rock himself. Okay, I get it. You're the host of the Oscars. You took the slap. He did his job, kinda. You saw that moment in his eyes. You want to go from being the victim to being a goddamn legend? Unleash. We all had jokes. You saw the slap, Frank. You had jokes about Jada Pinkett Smith ready to go right away. I had them. Pat, you didn't watch the video, but I'm sure as you heard of the
I didn't
story.
watch the video.
But
watched
like,
the video.
you would have had jokes ready to go. So there's one option. B, are you black? Because like that's not. Can you imagine if Will Smith tried this horseshit on like Jimmy Martinez?
Question: who's Jimmy Martinez?
Jimmy Martinez is a 6'8", about 275 of muscle, African American gentleman. My favorite story about Jimmy Martinez is he was trying to get past at the Boston Comedy Club, and he heard a guy come by and hassle the owner for money. He was like, "Yo, where's my money?" And the guy was like, "I'll have it for you. I'll have it for you." He's like, "You better, or I'm gonna give it to you." And at that point, Jimmy pulled his gun out and ran outside, and that's how he got past at Boston, because it was just a practical joke. Like Jimmy would have shot him. It wouldn't have been a joke. Like, you don't just squash the beef and go, it's okay. Also, Will, if you're that angry that you have to go slap somebody, like, you better have to be pulled off of him. Right? Like, if you're angry enough that you feel the rage to go up on stage and slap somebody, you better have the rage to, like, continue more than one and not walk comfortably back to your seat and yell very composed. Right, Frank? You've been in fights. Tears. You know what I'm saying? Like, you're raged. That's what you have to be at. So those are my thoughts. Also, the way Will Smith slapped him, he's gay. There have been rumors for years. Bert Kreischer's dad warned him about it. He's definitely gay, right, Pat? You saw that slap. You played rugby. If a girl slapped you like that, you'd be like, you're not cut out for this sport.
Well, there are women that hit better than that. I don't think anyone famous can hit. I think that ego goes into play. To be honest with you, I think if Jimmy Martinez was standing there doing it, Will Smith still in his mind. We were talking about the Alice Cooper thing earlier. Will Smith would believe he's Ali. Would believe he is I Am Legend.
Yeah.
Would believe he could do, because the second someone swing, that's the problem. When two
And then
famous
he'd learn
people wanna fight,
that Jimmy Martinez is Mike Tyson and that nobody has a plan after
You know
they get
what?
punched
He
in the
wouldn't have.
fucking mouth.
he wouldn't have. Wonder why? Because if Jimmy Martinez was Jimmy Martinez and was somehow allowed to be in Chris Rock's spot, which wouldn't have happened because they know that Chris won't do anything because you have to be vetted and all that stuff. But let's just say somehow they let Mike Tyson host because they thought it was fun, and and he was there, and it was like, and look at Jada over there looking like little George Foreman. And then so Will Smith would have fucking walked over and thought I can kick his ass because he didn't fight Roy Jones as well as I thought he would have, and he walked over and tried to do it. The second Will Smith walked over and put his little slap out like that, his little Medea's twist, and when he went to go slap him, 8 security guards with tasers would have been ready.
Yeah.
That would have been the thing. And that's what was going to happen. They didn't care if those two little twinks were going to battle out there because no one gave a shit. I'm surprised Tom Cruise didn't break it up, all 411 of them. Be like, hey, guys, cut it out. This is black on black crime.
How sick would that have been, though, if, like, as he's going to cock, just, like, Tom Cruise hits him with a judo chop in the arm and, like, puts him in a hold. He's like, not today, William. You're going to be best actor.
Yeah, and then after that, we find out Tom Cruise is going to play Bruce Lee in a
Yeah,
biopic.
he's just been doing fucking karate. Yeah, dude.
Learning it. Just taping his eyes, getting ready to fight.
Oh, Jesus. But
The
do we
piece-
all agree that the whole problem stemmed well before the Oscars? Like, that's the real thing I
don't
want to
know anything
emphasize
about
here.
that, so.
Basically, Jada did this whole thing where there was what did she call it? Do you guys remember, Pat? I know you don't, Frank. It was like an encounter, she called it, I think. There was an encounter.
I remember. Yeah, okay, I know what you're talking about. When
So-
she fucked the guys.
Yeah, basically she pulled Will out and cucked him a bunch, and then everybody called him a cuck so like now it's like, oh, on national television I'm not gonna get cucked. That's basically what I feel like this whole situation was about. Like Jada gave him a look. He was like, oh, I look like a bitch. Went up and just tried to not look like a bitch and made it worse, to be honest with you.
Do you think it was fake?
Me? No.
Yeah.
I think the reason
Frank,
why
do you think it was fake? Frank,
But
hi. Do you think it was fake?
no.
Okay.
Now, at the beginning, I thought that this might
I just
have
want a
been
quick no
planned.
from each of you quickly, because then we can get moving. Okay, so Bobby, if this isn't fake, why wouldn't, with all that being done in front of people, and I understand Chris Rock is saying, I don't want to press charges. It's literally on national TV in front of everyone. Why wouldn't anything be done to Will Smith? If it's not fake.
He's one of them. Like, Will Smith has played the Hollywood game for years and played it well. There aren't any controversies, really. There's nothing like major drug use, rape, N-word.
That we know of.
Yeah, right, that's nothing come out. He's played their game.
I'm sure he's raped.
I think Chris Rock realizes he looks better if he doesn't press charges. He looks like not only did he compose himself on stage, he gets that somebody was going through something. He can be there for Will. It makes him look good in the public eye and in like behind the scenes Hollywood deals, I'm sure too. I also think the reason why nobody intervened is it looked like it could have been a skit that they would have pulled at the Oscars, right? Like they do that kind of corny stuff. It was a slap, not a punch. And then I really think the lack of emotion after, like the sitting down part, is where people were like, oh, this is a bit, because if you're really that angry, you fight somebody, right? Like it's not a slap and walk away like you're going to duel. And I think it was him feeling like he had to do something. That energy was the acting, not like it was a work. Does that make any sense?
It does. Frank, why don't you think something was done if it wasn't fake? Because I'm going to end it on my opinion. So go ahead.
2 words, Will Smith. It was Will Smith. I mean, they put him on a pedestal. Besides the Oscar he was getting, they put this guy on a pedestal because he represents his race better than anybody else out there. I mean, right now, living, doing, saying, he does. And so you don't take that down. That's why nobody said anything about him at that night, why they put him, they cheered, they gave him a standing ovation. They love him. And you're not going to take somebody down like that. When it looks like the villain is Chris Rock for saying something, like what he said against his wife. But it was a throwaway line that didn't connect to most people.
And I want to wrap it all up like this. Will Smith is a fucking genius. Here's what happened. I think it was fake by one person, Will Smith. I believe that Will Smith didn't go to Chris Rock and say anything, but sure joked to the right people that would get in Chris Rock's ear to, hey, make a joke. If you made a joke about Jada in front of Will, that'd be crazy. You know, look at Jada, look at her bald head, whatever. Oh, I'm sure she won't care, whatever. Do that, whatever. And Chris is like, oh, yeah, they'll be cool, whatever. They'll be fine. Bring it up. Why would Will do that? Not because of the cuck thing. Because he's a cuck. And here's why. Because of what Frank just said. Because he knew this was going to be Will Smith Day. And he was going to be, Will Smith is the greatest this, the river that flows, or the fuck you said. Yeah. Will is the wind beneath our goddamn wings. All these things. Will Smith, no matter what, every time we talk about Jada, we talk about Will more. And that makes a woman that cucks a man real mad. So Will knew he needed to make her as much the center of attention as he was going to be. Because when you go out and hang out with somebody who needs to be more than you, who has to be the alpha, even though you can't help it, that you have alpha flowing through your goddamn veins like a Will Smith, she's never been the star of him. Nobody talks about her from the fucking Matrix. Well, all they say is she ruins it. No one talks about any of the movies she was in. They talk about Will Smith. They're supposed to be this power couple. She's a C-D list actress at best. He's a fucking megastar who's one of the biggest box office smashers of all time.
Her biggest claim to fame is she fucked Tupac.
Right. Until I care more about Tupac's dick than I do her. Yeah. You know what I mean? So this whole thing, he has to think about all that. How do I make her the center of attention on Will Smith's fucking day? By getting the guy up front to talk about her, to have me defend her, because the world is all about her and not me. He has to balance both worlds, the one where he's the champion of the world and the one where he's the bitch in the corner who cleans up the jizz. And he did it magnificently and got everyone involved in talking about it, where now they can talk about it on their fucking stupid podcast everyone watches.
Which
was the greatest thing Will Smith ever did.
Which is why if a chick comes to you and says, hey, I can't continue this relationship if we stay monogamous, run.
You don't run. You just say, well, where I'm from, West Philadelphia, born and raised in the playground where I spent most of my days. That's, listen, you don't run. Just make sure you are a megastar.
Well, I guess
this.
Yeah, I guess to be fair, you have two choices. Do you want the instantaneous heartbreak of the breakup, or do you want to watch her slowly fall out of love with you as she tries to replace you time after time and time again?
I think I'm just more shocked the two of you aren't giving me credit for what the breakdown I just did. I think I just uncovered this, and no one's talking about what I just said.
Yeah,
I know why they're not talking.
Go ahead, Frank.
What you just said. I just don't. I don't believe in what you just said.
Why?
Why? It's here's the problem with society today. And
I'm not talking about society.
Well, I'm bringing it into play.
It's not into what I said, though.
You can't have an opinion. What it is, it's either right or wrong. That's all. It's that simple. It's right or wrong. I just don't agree with you, but I
did you hear what I said, though, to be fair?
Yeah. I heard
all of it?
Yeah.
So do you know the whole backstory of him and her?
To a certain degree, I do. I know they had problems. I know that. What I know is.
You don't think she gets mad every time he's given an award and told he's great?
Oh, I really think that she's the way she reacts is that she says, well, I don't care what you do in public. All I know, I hold your balls in my hand at night.
You can't do both.
I control you, and right. I control
but
you.
But therefore, it makes her nuts that the world looks at him better than her.
But Will probably doesn't.
I think he did this to make her feel like she's more important than the awards.
And I think that's why this whole thing started, because she can't compete with him, like, success-wise. No. So how do you hurt somebody like that? You start fucking other people, and you tell him he's not enough. Because
or
women
you start looking like the
women
little guy,
like
the
that,
butler.
Who have been damaged like that, cannot allow other people to be happy. Run. Be like that song by the Flying Seagulls or whatever. So far away.
Flying Seagulls.
What is it? Flock of Seagulls?
A flock of seagulls. I couldn't remember it either. But
I know flying's not right. Right.
Frank? I hope that she makes a comeback and gets a bigger role. Like maybe if they do one more of those, like the Shining, Dr. Sleep things where she can play Doc. You know, the old black guy. She looks just like him now, so she can play. Come get me, Will Smith. Throw a swing, bitch.
I hope she method acts for.
I hope she plays Method Man in the next movie he's in. How about that one?
No, I hope she method acts in when the all-female reboot of the Tupac story, and then she gets shot 92 times in the chest, because that's what women like that deserve, right, Frank?
I'm not getting into this conversation.
Frank, what would you have done back
Yeah,
in
I'm
your
also
day?
not on board for the shooting.
What would I have done?
Yeah, what would people back in
Situation
your
like-
day have done if their wife was
All
acting
right,
like an
here's-
uppity
I'm gonna
cunt
give
like
you-
that?
We'll end it
Alright,
on
I
this
just
because we have
wanna
another
do
show in
this.
15 got in minutes.
I didn't want to do this, but I'm going to give you a story.
Well, no. That's way too long.
No,
We don't have time
you
for that.
want to know what I would have done?
Go
I
ahead.
would've-
Go ahead.
Let me
Alright.
simplify it, then you can tell your story.
No, let them do it. Let 'em do it.
Who would have gotten
30
slapped back in your day, Frank?
Okay, 30 years ago, I had a business that with Nancy that we sold, and we sold it to these people. And
These people.
I came into the store, and Nancy was crying. And so she wouldn't give it up why she was crying. She said she got something in her eye. But somebody...
She was crying because she wouldn't give it up. Am I right, Frank? Hey.
You got the
Keep
6-year-old...
keep going. Keep going. We stopped.
Okay, so what happens is somebody whispers my ear, tells me what happened. So I go to the office where I worked with these
Hey,
people,
Grandma, I'm still alive.
and I closed the door and I looked at them and I said, I just came from the store. I saw that Nancy was crying. Okay.
There's
Now, I'm just gonna tell
someone
you
for
something.
everyone, and Frankie's love was Nancy.
That's right. And I said to them,
He wouldn't
I
stand
said-
a single time for. Go ahead.
I said to them, if she ever gets something in her eye again, and if I see a tear coming out of that eye, you're both fucking dead. And I walked out. The next day I
And
went
then the
to work.
Gatlin boys yelled, "Look, old Yeller's leaving." But you could have heard a pin drop when Franken stopped and locked the door.
No, they locked the door on me. They changed the lock.
Oh shit!
I never saw them again. That was it.
Well, yeah, that makes sense because you weren't in public. You weren't at an Oscars.
I heard
Well,
him say,
that's
"This
how
one's
I
for
could
Becky."
relate to that.
No, but I'm saying
why I
that's
can
what's
relate to
why it's
that.
so different, though, Frank. Like, I would understand it if it wasn't in a setting that's always that way. Like Chris Rock did something that's always been done. You went to the fancy Look at Me awards and were shocked someone looked at you. And then went up and got mad because it didn't go your way, but would have laughed if it went any other way. That's the difference. If it was just a guy going up to someone and saying, I'm going to fight for your... No, by the way, if I see one more fucking feminist fool guy try to get everyone's fucking favor by saying, oh, so now we're pretending women can't stand up for themselves now? It's like, shut the fuck up. I don't even know how you're going that angle, but shut the fuck up. I get what Will Smith did. If I'm in love with someone and someone starts making fun of them, yeah, I'm going to say something unless the person I'm with says, let it go. Because
20
if we
years
don't-
of crawling had bottled up inside of Frankie. I heard him say,
Because-
"This one's for Nancy," as he watched the last one fall.
man, if Bobby could hold it tune, we'd know all this.
I promised your dad not to do the things you've done. I'd walk away from trouble when I could. Take it, Frank. That's your
All I'm
generation.
going to do is end it on this. I'm going to give Will Smith a bit of advice. This is advice that's helped me throughout the last couple of years of my life, the parts of the years where I'm not angry at all. When you react, you lose. Nobody would be talking about it. Nobody would care if you just sat there, you held your woman's hand and said, let it go. It's just stupid. I love you. You're beautiful. And then let it go. Because the second you do that, it's not about the relationship. It's not about anything else. It's about yourself. And your anger didn't do anything but draw way more attention to it so you and I can call her a California raisin. I never would have even known she had that Propecia, whatever the fuck it's called. I thought that's not the name. But alopecia, alopaco, whatever the fuck she has. Whatever it is, I wouldn't have even known. In that situation, you hold her, you tell her she's beautiful, and fuck that little fucking Pookie guy from that crack movie, and nobody gives a shit, and you let it go.
Can I give him 2 pieces of advice?
Yes.
So the first is close fist with the legs. And the second is a piece of advice my dad gave me. If you're in a fight and you throw the first punch, it better be a one-punch fight.
Can someone please cut that part out where Bobby just says close fist with the legs and then make it into a sex scene? All right, Frank, any advice for Will Smith?
No.
All right.
Metamucil,
where can people
3
see you?
times a day.
I'm off until the 7th.
Which is like next week.
That's next week. I'll be at Comics and Mohegan Sun. Well, I'm used to working every day. And so I'll be at Comics and Mohegan Sun.
You liar.
Maybe with Pat Oates. I don't know yet. He'll let me know.
I will let you know. More than likely, yes. But Bobby,
This just in, an octogenarian died at his comedy show. You can see him at the viewing hours, these 7 to 10 p.m. at the local Presbyterian church. You can find me here. I'm on the Pat Oates Show. Check out The Dump if you haven't already on Compound. By the time this comes out, we'll have a new March Madness show up with a lot of a lot of POS favorites, actually. Like Andy Malafarina's on there. Everybody loves him. That's really the only POS. We've had Jesse Montez, but he's not a regular, but he killed it. It's a great show. It's the best one we've done. If you enjoy that kind of format, you can actually hear everybody much better this time. There's a lot more dialogue. I've got some shows coming up, but if you want to see those, hit me up. Most of them are either at Broadway, at a just all-star comedy showcase, where I'm doing like 5 to 7 minutes. So, no sense in stressing your system to get there.
follow us on YouTube. Go on the Patreon if you can. Donate there. That always helps out. We love all the people that are supporting us. Go ahead, Bobby.
Sorry, one more thing. The Davy Mac Sports program's back, like a phoenix from the ashes. Check it out on Dave's YouTube. I'm his booth guy now.
Nice. That's Eastside Dave.
Yeah.
All right. Good. I'm happy you got that.
Thanks for the enthusiasm, Frank.
He's asleep. All right. He's silently Googling octogenarian. So all I'm going to do is end it on this.
Oh, I thought
I
it
got
meant I
a
had
message.
a big dick.
Yes, I would love to end it on that, but it's not a good ending. I got a message from a friend of mine. I'm not on Twitter anymore, like I said, but I get scared whenever anybody sends me. It says like sent you an image, and I'm like, oh no.
It's
There's
a
people
dick.
that are on Twitter gonna send me a screenshot of someone being mean or something, but it wasn't that. It was a screenshot from a buddy of mine I've known through comedy for like 15 years. His name is Rich Butters. He goes by Creamy Butters on the internet. He's a guy who's one of the few big Opie fans, so he gets bashed all the time because he
Speaking
actually
of
likes
cucks,
Opie.
Creamy Butters.
Right. But he sent me a message. He said he just sent me a message saying a tweet he had put out. And the tweet he put out today was 15 years ago, I watched a comedian get punched for standing up for other comedians because the crowd wouldn't listen, so he attacked them verbally until someone got so mad they attacked him, then he continued doing the show. Pat Oates is a goddamn legend. So I messaged him back and said, I appreciate that, and I'm sure there's a lot of people on Twitter happy to hear that I got punched. And he said you aren't wrong. So thank you, Rich. Appreciate it. Frank, Bobby, always fun. And Bobby,
If you can't join them, beat them, and don't be a piece of